All right, hello everybody and welcome back. Today I am going to mix it up a little bit. I've been doing some character design type stuff lately and you know, kind of having one of those days where I'm having a hard time drawing, so I'm just going to do some doodly stuff today. And you know, we'll maybe kind of go around in this area and, you know, try and doodle around for, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. So hopefully that's interesting. And yeah, I'll see if I can, you know, describe some sort of thought process here. Even though I think a lot of the time when I'm doing this, I try to keep my brain kind of blank. So it's like, what is there to describe? But anyways, I'm just starting with this Pentel brush pen here. And I don't know, I'm thinking kind of a round shape to start anyways. And then I'm going to grab a fountain pen here in a little bit. I'm going to just this is going to be kind of my doodle sketch here with the brush pen. And then I'll come along with a fountain pen and kind of bring in some details. We'll see what that looks like. Who knows? Who knows? I do like to do a little bit of, it's almost like hatching with these brush pens. I'm not super confident with it yet, but I like to do some stuff like that. But yeah, I said I was thinking big round shape, so let's do something like that. Not big round shape, but a round shape, right? Something like that. Might be round. And yeah, like I said, I try not think about what I'm doing. The interesting thing about the brush pen is this is really good for drawing, you know, areas with like lots of shadow. So I don't know if it's quite the best tool for, you know, doodling or free drawing, as I like to call it. Because you really want to draw like some big shadows with it. That's where it kind of shines. But I don't know. Maybe if I start thinking that way with my doodles, it'll be interesting. I'm going to create some kind of, I don't know, little ports or holes or something. I don't want to freak anyone out. There we go. I'm liking that so far. Okay, so I'm thinking here that'll be a good starting point. I want to have something, I don't know, maybe coming down this way. You know? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe that's a kind of a shadowy sort of thing down here. A thing. I don't know, maybe it's a alien spaceship or something. I don't know what it is. I'm just doodling. Just trying to kind of go with that round shape overall, you know? I keep it circular, keep it kind of moving back and forth a little bit. One thing I really do love about these brush pens is that they're able to put down a lot of ink, and it doesn't really bleed through a lot of the papers that I've used anyways. I don't know. This is pretty thick paper here, so. Yeah, we'll just come through, and then I think once I feel like this isn't able to do enough detail, then I'll switch over to the fountain pen. So. I find this stuff very useful for, you know, if I am having one of those days to kind of, you know, so you're, you know, not getting too frustrated. You just kind of, you can be a little bit creative. But if it's one of those things, if it doesn't come out, there's no expectations for it, right? So if it doesn't come out a certain way, then, you know, who cares? I guess there's no goal. There's no, I mean, there's a goal, but there's no, like, I'm not trying to draw anything specific, so there's no, if it doesn't look like a thing, it's fine. You know, whatever comes out, comes out. But yeah, I was trying to draw some more character design today, and nothing was coming out how I wanted it to. Kept messing stuff up, you know. And I decided, hey, you know what? It's not an emergency. I'll come back to it later. But I still want to make a video. I still want to draw, you know. And that's when a good doodle comes in handy. Something like that, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. How long have we been going at this here? 10 minutes. Yeah, that's good. That'll give us, you know, another 10, 20 minutes to mess around with some fountain pens. So let's switch over. Let's get a little more details going on here. A cool thing I really like to do with this mixing the fountain pen and the brush pen together is just kind of pulling these hatch lines into the brush strokes like this. I don't know, I think it has this really interesting look. I think I've talked about this before a little bit, but I'll just grab these little lines here. I think also something with the brush pen is that that was kind of tripping me up. And I don't know, I haven't messed around with it too much, but I was trying to do a lot of outline stuff combined with it, and it kind of seems to work a little better without an outline, you know? Like this kind of stuff where it's creating shapes with shading rather than with an outline. Then, you know, maybe I do want an outline up here. What do I do? How do I transition? I guess we can figure that out. Maybe we'll figure it out today. How do we go from this kind of no outline brush pen type stuff into more line intensive? Let's grab a line down here like that. Yeah, see, that looks good. You know? Now this has got to be a shadow down here, right? I think that's part of what hangs me up, right? Is this needs to be a shadow now, and I'm kind of getting over into that more like it should be more of a highlight right there. I don't know. Maybe I'll try pulling a line up this way and coming off of it like this. That's interesting. Cool thing about doodling sometimes is it helps me figure out, you know, new ways to work with you know, certain types of pens and stuff like that, you know. Like, you know, here I'm kind of figuring out how to work with this this brush pen. I feel like this fountain pen here might need a clean. I probably don't clean them even close to enough. It's kind of what I like about the TWSBI pens. I've talked about it in past videos. I seem to have a tendency to just pick up and write. One of these days I'll make a video about pens that aren't fountain pens that I like. There's quite a few actually. And they have some advantages over fountain pens, namely that they're much less expensive up front. You know, I'm sure it adds up over time into costing, you know, more if you're buying disposable pens and throwing them away over and over again, but at least up front, you know, these are like 35 bucks or something. They're probably more than that now. You know, that's expensive for a pen. That's I mean, I guess if it lasts you forever, right? But you still have to buy the ink. really like the line quality from a fountain pen, though. Let's see. What's this going to be? Something kind of like that. See, I don't even know what I'm doing. Kind of thinking a shadow should be stretching out this way to kind of tie into this black section over here, like so, maybe. It's almost like it's the paper is like the surface of it, and then it's like kind of falling in. That's kind of cool. I like that. At least that's what I'm seeing. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Something like that. And as we come down here, I feel like my tendency is going to be to just keep doing the shading, but I want to change into some, let's narrow it down a little bit as we come down here. I want to change it up. Like right here. It'll have a line coming out like that. I'm seeing something coming up this way, maybe. We'll draw like a little kind of circle down here. That Pentel ink does not smudge all that easily, too, which is nice. I really enjoy that about it, because dragging your hand through, or dragging my hand through my work is one of my favorite hobbies, so. Something like that. Yeah, that starts to make this kind of look like, yeah, maybe it should. Do something like that. I know, such technical descriptions I'm using here, huh? Let's come along here. Ooh, yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. I think I'm going to switch over to this Opus pen with the... This also has a fine nib, but this one draws a little bolder. I think it's just a different brand of nib. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe it's just it is a larger, the nib itself is larger, not the point. So, I don't know. I'm not a fountain pen expert at all. I just like to draw with them. But it seems like it's a little, just slightly more bold to me. Yeah. And yeah, this one's, sometimes it's just about the way the pen feels that day, you know? This pen's doing it a little better here, so just gonna kind of keep going with it, I guess. Yeah, and if you like doodling, you know, try switching pens. Even types of pens can kind of change your art style. Like the brush pen versus a fountain pen, or, you know, a ballpoint pen. Like I tend to draw really sketchy with a ballpoint pen. It's almost like a pencil sketch. It's kind of why I don't draw with ballpoint pens a lot. I feel like I might as well just use a pencil at that point. I'm just having some of these lines branch off. Let's go in and do a little bit of detail in here. Ooh, that's a nice little curve right there. I'm gonna kind of accentuate it, maybe just a little bit. There we go. I try to keep my doodles, you know, like, I don't know, different than, I try to make them as original as possible. Like I see, you know, you see a lot of people do doodles, and I'm just trying to not copy the best I can. It's hard though. They all tend to look a little bit similar, I feel like. I feel like this one's nice and original looking. It's got its own sort of vibe. It's also kind of counterproductive to what you're trying to accomplish there if you're sitting there worried about it looking like somebody else's doodle, you know? I don't know, maybe. Let's get a little bit of... Yeah, that's cool. Let's come around here like this. Oh, yeah. The good stuff. Those weird shapes. Something about a nice weird shape. Just really makes my day. I don't know about you, but... or these little brush stroke kind of hatching bits here that we can just grab the tips of. Like these down here. Kind of start to overlap them. Creates an interesting texture. Kind of a really organic looking. Let's have this kind of fade out into, I don't know, paper, I guess. Alright. Kind of just pecking in some stipples here. I'm not worried about them being too, you know, dot-like or anything, but they can be almost little hatch marks too. But I'm just trying to get that kind of ring shape around those dark spots there. I think that looks really cool and interesting. There we go. We're just going to kind of have it disintegrate into sort of a texture up here, maybe. Can I pull that off? Kind of. All right. Maybe we'll do something like this. This to have a couple little, I feel like it needs some kind of lines coming through here. I don't know. Not sure what should be going on here. Maybe it should be coming down from up here. Something like that, maybe. That's interesting. That's okay. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. I'm going to kind of darken in this upper area, though. This almost looks like a face right here. You guys see that? Looks like a side profile of a face kind of looking out that way. Anyways. All right. Maybe we'll pull a line out this way. Yeah. Something like that. I almost want to go back to the brush pen a little bit here. I think I'm just going to stick with the fountain pen. Kind of having fun drawing these really chaotic lines out here. Let's just maybe not go too chaotic. I feel like if it was like pure automatic drawing, it would just be basically scribbles, but like I feel like if I really was not focusing on what I was doing at all, like pure subconscious, it would get pretty, or not even subconscious. Like, what is that? What is it supposed to be? What is automatic drawing supposed to be? It's supposed to be your subconscious? I don't know. Pretty sure I watched a video on it once. Yeah, we'll just call it doodles. Call it, or free drawing, that's right. That's what I like to call it. You know, the only reason I don't like calling it doodles is because doodling sounds silly. If I'm being honest, I just don't like the word. But also, I remember, oh God, this is going to date me a lot right here. But I remember when Google first came out, the search engine. Maybe not when it first came out, but when when it was newer and I first heard about it. And I was like, that name sucks. Nobody's going to want to say that, so it'll never catch on. And then, look at us now. It's a household name. Google. Google Doodle. That's a thing, right? I'm probably going to have to stop myself here. I feel like I could just keep going and fill in this entire page today. But for video runtime's sake, maybe we'll stop sooner than later. I know there's those of you who are like, yeah, make a 5-hour video. I'll watch it. And I appreciate you guys so much, but there's when a video has a longer runtime on YouTube, there's a lot less people are willing to even click on it in the first place. So it's that video length can be kind of intimidating. I get it. That's how. Here, I'm running out of ink in this reservoir here. That's how I am too. If I see a video and it's more than 30 minutes or so, I'm like, how interested in this subject am I? Uh-oh, I got a smudge. Oh, goodness. Got a smudge here. I'm not talking about drawing anymore. I'm talking about silly YouTube stuff. Oh my goodness, this pen has so much flow when you undo it's just lays down the ink. It's amazing. Sorry, I'm just spacing out here. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right? Forget to talk. That's how spaced out I am. This is cool. I like these kind of cracks. It feels like something Mobius might draw sticking out the side of a rock. Let's give it a couple little lines down here, like this. Something like that. And then I'm just going to fix this smudge up here because, oh man, it is, you know, I don't mind a smudge so much sometimes, but this one is just out in the open here. So let's just, I don't even know if that's going to look good or what, but I'm just going to cover up that smudge. Otherwise it's going to bother me forever every time I look at this page, which isn't going to be for too much longer. Here. We'll draw some like little circle stuff in here just to kind of, I don't know. Make it weird. Another one over here, sure, why not? I like to draw these kind of circles with lines poking out of them like this, just as like, I don't know, it reminds me of like a constellation or something. It's kind of, but like if it was, I don't know, I'm using my imagination here, but like if it was like scratched into like, or scratched in, no. Like if the cracks in the side of a piece of rock made a constellation. That's crazy, right? All right. But why not? Okay. One line coming up that way. Another one down here. Let's draw one more circle. Oh my God, I have to stop myself. I will keep drawing all day. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for watching whatever this was. And if you made it this far, go ahead and you know, boop the like button on the snoot and consider subscribing. And what's the other thing? Leave me a comment. I appreciate all of it. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And we will call this done. Before I completely finish the video here, though, let me pull this off to the side. Let me say a special thank you to my subscribers on Patreon. You guys help support the channel and help me buy art supplies every month, and for that I am eternally grateful. And you know, if you want to sign up for it and then you decide you you know, can't afford it, or you know, aren't satisfied with whatever the Patreon, don't even worry about it. It is what it is. I totally understand. Like, you know. But for those of you who do sign up and all that stuff, I really do appreciate it. So anyways, sorry for the rant. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. All right, bye now.